Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Galuh Pramesti. I'm from 002 class and I'm number 58. So in this video, I would like to explain about my thesis analysis. Okay, let's start about title and objective. So for the title, I choose thesis with the title Team Teaching, Who Should Really Be in Charge? A Look at Reverse versus Traditional Team Teaching by Alan R. Macedo. As we know, team teaching is a learning strategy that involves two or more teachers with roles and duties for each teacher. And then this thesis raises the topic about the comparison between reverse style team teaching and traditional team teaching. For reverse style team teaching is involve native English teacher as the leader and Japanese teacher of English as the assistant. But in traditional team teaching style, this style involves Japanese teacher of English as the leader and also assistant teacher language as the assistant. Continue to the objective. So there are 5 objectives that I found in this thesis. The first is discuss the history and present status of team teaching in Japan, illustrate the differences between various team teaching styles, report advantage and disadvantage revealed in questionnaire returns, compare and analyze the survey result with the original hypothesis, and the last is suggest pedagogical implication for the research data and results. Okay, next to the highlight of literature review. The first one is about background of English education in Japan. So since 1898, Japan re-emphasized the importance of education in an attempt to become globally and technologically competitive. The one is make English become an integral symbol of higher education. This statement based on the reality that Japanese people need 6 years or more to study about English since it was introduced in their education system. The other reason is English become a pressure for Japanese students for pass high school or university entrance exams. Then, Japanese Minister of Education create many programs that will use for increasing people's skills in English and establish relationship with several native English countries. One of Education Minister's program is GTE or Japanese Teacher of English. Next is about native speaker of English. During World War II, English was banned in Japan, so it's hard to find teacher with good command in English, especially in speaking and listening ability. Then, it causes a high demand for English native speakers, and to fill the demand, many English native speakers were hired without any credentials, training, or EFL experience. Matt Gies says that the primary advantage attributed to native speakers lies in their superior English language competence and comparatively rich stock of colloquial expressions, idiom, and phrasal verb. Native English speakers also have the ability to answer questions related to other fields such as biology and chemistry, as well as provide a vast source of cultural and other first-hand information. But there are some disadvantages of English native speakers that have in Japan. Almost all of them are not certified teachers, have a little metalinguistic ability, and also the lack of professional sense. Wharton states that the Japanese Teachers Union forbids the hiring of full-time foreign high school instructors. These statements also support by Child and Takada belief in the rationalization for such policies originate from a number of reasons. They are the statistical improbability to fill most of Japan's English teacher position with native speakers, the, the, the depreciation of qualified and competent Japanese teacher of English, and the displacement in the workplace of GTs in their own country, but Mathias believed that native speaker English should not be given official responsibilities until they first become aware of the needs of students. Next is Shimaoka and Yashiro states that team teaching is sometimes criticized because many believe that there's no justification for having two teachers in the classroom at the same time. But Tajino and Walker believe that there is a legitimate debate as to which of the two parties is more valuable to the teaching team in respect to qualification, and argue that a common a common ground is reaching a harmonious duet can be reached because the traditional roles in team teaching may be changing in the near future. This may be a direct result of the increasing number of ALTs in Japan every year. In spite of these increasing numbers, it is argued that GTAs maintain many more advantage over their ALTs in the teaching of EFL. This advantage makes them irreplaceable as English instructors in their homeland because they provide the following high cultural awareness of Japanese students, understanding the Japanese education system, knowledge of classroom management parameters, professional accountability as certified teacher. The last is style of team teaching. There are many styles of team teaching being practiced currently in Japan. Shimaoka and Yashiro state, depending on the policy of the boards of education and individual schools, procedures and emphasis in the classroom differ greatly. Shimaoka and Yashiro also describe reverse team teaching as the ALT or NET being the leader and the GTE being the assistant. Reverse team teaching is used primarily when NETs are employed full-time. ALTs visit classroom on a one-shot basis on GTS place little emphasis on the curriculum or material being taught. Traditionally speaking, the next pattern used most often in Japan is when the GTE is the leader and the ALT as the GET program intended assist the GTA. Perhaps the most satisfying team teaching pattern is one in which GTE and ALT share responsibility and complement each other in the classroom. In this arrangement, the GTE handles most of the reading and writing instruction, and the ALT focus on the speaking and listening training. Finally, team teaching when ALT or NETs and GTEs share equal roles and certifications, both can teach in four domains mentioned earlier. Next is research method. So research methods that used in this thesis is quantitative method. The proof is involve many respondents. So in this thesis, there are 100 schools as the variable or respondents, and then using closed questionnaire. The objective of having two separate surveys that address to ALT or NETs and GTS with the purpose to obtain data from both teachers working within the same school. And then the last is the author analyze and discuss the methodology using statistic data like table or graphs that shows in every questions. Okay, the last is research findings. So the finding of the research refers on the charging the both team teaching style, reverse and traditional style, to create an effective team teaching style in learning AFL in Japan. So I think that's all about my presentation. Uh, I'm sorry if my video or my presentation still have a weakness. So see you and wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.